Hello everybody. Okay, so I actually ended up hitting up 3 different shops yesterday. I drove about a half an hour away, which in Seattle time is kind of a long time. So I drove out to Monroe, which is one of my all-time favorite places to thrift. It's a very small town. It's good for thrifting and eating, and that is about it. If you're from Monroe, I'm sure there's better things. I just don't know about them, but I absolutely love to thrift there. I absolutely love to thrift there. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna try to remember which one I got at different places, and I will let you know prices and what I think they're gonna go for. A couple of things I did thrift for myself, so we'll see. And you're probably gonna think I'm a little bit weird for doing this one, but I don't know, it was $1.99, and actually it was half off because it was one of their orange stickers, so it was $1. And I really love it, and I think I'm actually gonna end up keeping it for myself, but essentially it is 3 pre-wrapped boxes. But the reason that I love it is that it's got vintage peanuts and then vintage Dr. Seuss wrapping paper. And that actually makes me insanely happy. So I might retie. I do not like this kind of tinsel. It's terrible. So I think I will redo that part, but otherwise, it's a super cute little gift, or not gift, but a super cute little ornament for the office or the living room, underneath the tree, whatever. We don't do a lot of presents in our house, so this would be really cute to have underneath the tree to beef it up just a little bit. So I'll probably keep this and then retie this bow, but it's even got kind of a little Dr. Seuss tag on it. I just think it's really cute. So again, I got that for $1.99. I think I'm going to keep it. I actually bought it to resell it because I thought that's weird and kind of cool, and I don't know if anybody else is selling something like that, but I like it, so I might just keep it. What else did I get there? All right, let's keep on trekking. I've got to figure it out. Okay, so this was $2.99, and this is just, and I'm thinking ahead for Easter. Remember I told you guys, if you're gonna list things for holidays, it generally takes about a month for it to really trickle in and to really pick up speed. So I'm starting to think ahead. I'm a little early, but I'm starting to think ahead to next year, springtime, Easter, that kind of a thing. I want to make sure I've got all of that stuff up and ready to go. Yeah, before it gets here. So this was $2.99, $3, and it's a beautifully embroidered, let's see if I can get it up here. Just a beautifully embroidered runner. And it's actually embroidered all down the sides. I don't think it's half embroidery, half like a, what do you call it, lace kind of a stuff, doily stuff, lace. I think it's lace. So anyways, and the other end looks the same as the other end. So it's really, I think it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful little table runner. It would be beautiful in the middle of a table or on like a behind the couch kind of a table. So anyways, that will probably resell for about $25 or so, but it's really beautifully embroidered and it's completely finished. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. Okay, these were all done at Value Village, by the way. So this was $1.99, and again, it was half off because of the orange sticker. But so this was $1, and it says Jody and Larry 1978. And I thought that was pretty cute. I did look this up to make sure that there is not some sort of a ceramics company named Jody Larry. I was pretty sure there wouldn't be. But yeah, no Jody Larry. This was made in 1978, and it is just an adorable, very well painted Santa Claus figurine. There aren't any chips or any cracks. And if you look at each of the individual toys, they've all been individually detailed and painted. It's just really beautiful. And he does have, so that, I did double check on this, by the way. There's a little white right here, and that is actually a paint mess up, not a chip. So that would be easy to fix, but I probably won't. I'll probably sell it as is. But anyways, thought he was pretty cool. He'll probably bring in about 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And again, I'm really starting to push my Christmas stuff hard. Anything that I haven't listed yet that's Christmas is pretty much going up this week. So this was 99 cents. I just really love the illustrations inside of it. It's called Did You Ever See a Goat Float? And it is by Walter Einsel, and I believe this was like the 4th printing, so it's not a special edition. This was printed in October of 1970. This was the 6th printing. But I absolutely love the big colorful illustrations. I would love to actually have these illustrations and hang them on my wall. I think they're beautiful. I've always been a huge huge fan of children's books illustrations. So this one says, you know, did you ever see a giraffe laugh? So it's a really adorable book, and I worked in a kids department for many years and I've never seen this book. So I need to do a little research on it and find out if it's been reprinted at all. Yeah, we'll see. I love the end of it. It says, did you ever see a book end? I love it. And it's got like a little possum reading a book as a bookend. It's adorable. Anyways, I can't imagine this would go for much. It's probably gonna go for about $10 to $12, but because of the amazing illustrations, I just couldn't pass it up. So I'll do a little research on it, find out if there's been a newer edition, and I probably want to see if I can find any of the illustrations to buy, because I really do love these illustrations. I would decorate the crap out of my walls with these illustrations. Okay, so moving on. So that was 99 cents. This is something that you guys have probably seen before. It is a Happy Holidays tin. I actually bought this tin at the exact same place that I bought the first tin. So I still have the first tin. It's been listed. So the reason I bought this, it was $3. The reason I bought this is because it retails for between 15 and 20. It's in better condition than my other one. And when the other one sells, I can just simply relist it with this one and make sure I take a new picture, because the other one has a little bitty tiny ding in it. So I'll probably take another picture to replace the dented picture and then up the price by like $3. So anyways, that just makes my job a little bit easier when I'm listing things. Okay, if any of you guys know, I know it's an instrument and I have seen these before, but I don't know what they're called. But yeah, I think it's just it hangs on the wall and it's a little Christmas. I don't think it's a wind chime. I think it's a kid's toy. I really need to do some research on it. But in any case, it's got a place to hang it already in the back. It was $1 because of this orange sticker. I think it's really, really beautiful. I just don't know what the point of it is, because it makes terrible music, just hideous, and it only does like 2 notes. So I don't know what the point of it is, but I have seen them before. And so I did like it, and it says made in Taiwan, ROC. I have another toy that's very similar to that, but it is Republic of China is what ROC stands for. You can't see it, it's focusing on me instead. So that stands for made in Taiwan, Republic of China, which will date this probably to about the 70s, which is about what it looks like. So or pre-70s to 70s. And as soon as the 80s hit, they started calling themselves made in Taiwan or made in China. They kind of differentiated between the two. So yeah, made in Taiwan, Republic of China. So that one dates it probably to about the 70s. So again, I've got to do a little research on that. I don't know what exactly that thing is. I know it's a children's toy. I know it's an instrument. I know it's from the 70s. So it's already got a lot of cool factors going for it. I just don't know what to call it. It's not a xylophone. It's not I don't know what the hell it is. So I got to figure that out. Okay, these are really beautiful, and when I briefly looked them up online, they look like they're retailing for about $70. They are brass, and I have 2 of them. Or I'm sorry, not $70. I'm crazy. $30 to $40. Good grief. And I have 2 of them. One of them tends to retail for between $20 and $30, so I think between $30 and probably $40 and $50 for the pair, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But so I bought these for $6 total. Each one was $2.99. And I just think they're really, really beautiful, simple wheat. They don't have any makers on it that I can see, but they are really, really beautiful. They're probably, I don't think they're Homeco. They could be Homeco though. They do remind me of the ducks. So they could very well be a Homeco product. So moving on to a different store. This was a Goodwill that I hit up on my way home from that thrift store, which was a St. Vincent de Paul. This I overpaid for, but I thought it was too cool and I didn't want to leave it behind. So I did pay $12.99 for this. And it's Kennedy on a tapestry looking at the Capitol building and the White House. So I actually really loved it. The tag says made in Italy, rayon waste cotton, 21% cotton, copyright PNC, distributed by RT and Company. I did find a lot of these listed online. Unfortunately, they go for about $20. A couple of people are being a little bit optimistic and listing theirs for around probably $30 to $40, but the majority of ones that I've seen, there are a lot of them online and they go for about $20 to $25. So I'm only gonna be making about a 50% profit, probably less than that when you factor in shipping and fees and all of that fun stuff. But I do love it, and I'm excited for it to find a beautiful new home in a politically loving household. Okay, so this is one of the things that I thrifted for myself again. So It says I Heart DC on it. If you didn't know, I was born in Texas and raised in Texas, but then I spent my formative years in Washington, DC. And I absolutely love this. It reminds me very much of my 90s childhood. And it's in great shape. I think it might be on the newer side. The lining is like a pink, silver, pink gold. So I actually think this is something that you can pick up from a lot of the street vendors in DC, but I absolutely adore it. I got it for $3.99 and I'm gonna hang on to it because I'm going to use it to, when I go thrifting and things like that, I'm gonna use it to keep things in. It's actually really long, so it's like a great crossbody bag. So I'm very excited for this one. So that's gonna be my new thrifting bag. And again, I'm diving into clothes. I'll be listing a whole bunch of stuff this week. And I'm being really particular about clothes. I'm getting only the things that I really love. Nothing that is like, is it vintage? I don't know. I'll try to sell it. I'm getting only things that I absolutely adore. So I could never wear this if I tried. And it actually kind of reminds me a little bit of the Flintstones. It's like if you wanted to be, you know, not Betty, but like the other version of Fred. If you wanted to be the female version of Fred, this is what you'd wear. But it's a short little handmade skirt. I haven't been able to find a tag on it anywhere. It feels very handmade to me, but I love it. I think it's very 60s and it's adorable and it's got little pockets. Let's see, where are they? I saw them yesterday. There they are. So it's got little pockets right here in the front. So I just think it's a beautiful little shift dress. So I got that for $3.99. I haven't looked up comps on this, but I'm guessing it's going to at least go for $20. I have looked at vintage clothing in general, and a lot of these tinier dresses go for about $20, $25, which is great. So I'll be excited to list that one. Oh, I forgot this one. So this one was at St. Vincent de Paul, the first place that I was showing you guys. It is just a stack of cards, like gift tags, basically. And some of them open up and some of them don't. So you can see it's, you know, little gifts. But someone went to a lot of trouble to make these, and some of them are foil. My favorite one is, let's see if I can find my favorite one. I love this one. I absolutely adore that gift tag. It is really struggling today. All right, so there's my poodle. I absolutely love it. But there are a whole bunch of different ones in here. There's another foil one, which is really pretty, like two little angel children. There's one. So I think what they did, I think these might be actually fairly new. I absolutely love that. I think that is really beautiful. I do believe that these are new creations and they cut up older cards in order to do this, which I think is a great idea. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these yet. I don't know if I want to scan them in and then sell them, but I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet, but there are some absolutely adorable ones in here that yeah, that I think someone will really like. Either way, I got them for 50 cents and I think I can probably resell them for about $7 for the whole stack. So not a bad profit. Oh, we're still at the Goodwill. Okay, so we're at the second Goodwill now. This is really cool stuff. So they had kind of a grab bag of ephemera, and ephemera is paper. It's old vintage paper products. So advertisements or cards or, you know, sheet music, which is what I'm about to show you. Now, there's more than just sheet music in here. There was a lot. So let me show you really quickly what we got. We got Easter Parade sheet music from Irving Berlin, and these are all very old, and some of them are in great condition, some of them not so much. I love this, and I'm going to be scanning this cover in because I absolutely adore it. It says it's never too late to be sorry, and then it's just a picture of a beautiful woman thinking very hard. I just think that that would make for a beautiful piece of art. Now, I will have to go in and Photoshop it a little bit because the previous owner did sign inside of, you can see it right there, and then I think she did it again. She did it twice. I can't remember. I'm looking at it backwards in both of the twos. But anyways, I think it's beautiful. I'll just have to go in and clean that up because luckily she signed in blue pen, so you actually can't see it outside of the lettering, but I will fix that. This one, sadly, is missing its inner pieces. It just starts in the middle of a sentence, so pretty sure this one's missing its inner pieces, but it's the Wabash Cannonball, but from Calumet Music Company. And I don't honestly think that the cover is pretty enough to hang on to. We don't really know who that, I mean, featured by Rex Griffin. I'm sure somebody knows who Rex Griffin is, but I don't. I'll double check. I'll do some research before I give that away or put that somewhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I hate to throw it away because it's, you know, I love old things, but I don't know what to do with it. Okay. moving on. Broadway Melody. So we got the Broadway Melody musical, and it's in great condition. All of the pages are there inside. It's just a beautiful sheet music, but again, I love this front cover. I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and for a music lover, that would be really beautiful to have hanging on a wall. This one is a little bit worse condition. I could easily clean this one up, but I also, again, don't think it's beautiful enough for me to scan in. But it's called Don't Sweetheart Me. And I believe this is the one that does have, yeah, on the inside it says Frank Sinatra's Hits on Parade, even though this is not Frank Sinatra. Yeah, Frank Sinatra's Hits on Parade. So anyways, it's called Don't Sweetheart Me. So I don't know about that one, but the music is there, so I will resell that one. The music seems to be complete. It's just a very short song. So this one is, again, really, really beautiful. This one says, have a smile for everyone you meet and they will have a smile for you. But again, she signed it up at the top. So if I scanned it in, I would have to, yeah, if I get this scanned in, I would have to go on ahead and fix that. But it does say Mary 1920. So I will obviously leave it as is and sell the sheet music with that signature. But if I were to scan it in and resell the scans, I will probably take that out. But one thing that I did notice is that little bitty dot in the middle says, get this song for your talking machine and play your piano. So I think that that's really cool. But it says 1920 on it, which is really cool. I just about squealed when I saw this. This is, and it is missing its cover. I did find a couple of complete versions online that are going for like $40. But these are illustrated songs for kids by Ethel Bonnie Taylor, who is a very well-known illustrator for kids books. So Rockabye Baby, I love this one. I absolutely love the little kitty cat one. I want to frame some of these. These would be beautiful to frame and have on your kids' walls. Little Jack Horner, Hickory Dickory Dock, Jack and Jill. So what I'm thinking I want to do with these is possibly keep these for myself and separate them from each other and then scan them in, because they're just absolutely beautiful. They're really, really beautiful illustrations. Mary Had a Little Lamb, Little Boy Blue, absolutely love those. So it's like I said, it's missing. If it were complete, you better believe I wouldn't do that. But because it's missing its cover pages and I think a few additional songbook pages, I may use it for a different purpose and try to get a lot of these framed is what I might try to do. All right, this one is I Fall Down and Go Boom, which I thought was funny. I fall down and go boom. So Walter Donaldson songs. Yeah, so anyways, it's a full sheet music. It's in a plastic wrap. I have not opened it yet, so it could be completely Sharpied on the inside. I have no idea. All right, this was also in with the $9.99 stuff. All of this stuff was in a $9.99 grab bag at Goodwill, which I've never seen before, but I am loving. So, Nixon quits. Now, this is not a big time newspaper. This is the Lewiston Morning Tribune. If you take a look at our Etsy shop, we do actually have, a ton of, sorry, there's a fireman that just pulled out in front of my house. Don't know what's happening with that. Anyways, if you guys take a look at our Etsy store, you can see that we actually do not have, or that we do have a lot of newspapers. So, sorry, this is gonna distract the hell out of me. We do have a lot of newspapers listed. But what's funny is that is not Nixon on the cover. Oh, that was Gerald Ford. So, there's a picture of Gerald Ford waving hello as he comes into office. But oddly enough, there is not a picture of Nixon on this one. But anyways, it's a very small newspaper. We do a lot of newspapers. If you look inside of our Etsy store, we have a lot of space race newspapers, Kennedy newspapers, all of that fun stuff. Although the bigger names are the ones that are gonna go for the most, the smaller ones are interesting and they're collector's items, but they don't fetch a whole lot of money. So this will probably get about $20 to $25. But hey, that pays for everything plus a profit and everything else. We do have another one. So this one says, Nixon makes tearful departure. And this one does have not the famous picture of Nixon, but it is a picture of Nixon as he was waving goodbye. So I love it. So last farewell, former President Nixon waves goodbye from the steps of his helicopter outside of the White House. And the 38th president assumes office. So I think that that's really cool. That's from the Spokane Daily Chronicle. So again, a local newspaper here. It's probably, I love this red print. That is really cool. But the photograph is pretty rough. So anyways, I think this is probably going to go again for probably about the $20 to $25 mark. They have been folded, as most old newspapers are, down the middle to save room. So we'll probably want to flatten those out. So the last two things that were in that ephemera pack for $10 were two ads, and this looks like they were either previously purchased or they were still for sale, and maybe they got donated because they didn't sell. But it's the Bergster and Company hat. So this says, let's see, it's from the Saturday Evening Post, September 8th. Sorry, we have a dog. September 8th, 1923, and it's the Berg hat company. So it's hats for gentlemen. So it's not the most beautiful ad I've ever seen. I actually kind of want to see what's on the back, but it is from the Saturday Evening Post, the 1923 September 23 edition. This is from the same edition, so maybe they just had an old magazine and they chopped it up. This one I really love, actually. So this one is the Building of a Superior Product, American Seating Company, and you can actually see that he is building an old-fashioned, he's building an old-fashioned schoolhouse desk. I love that. I absolutely love it. And again, I want to see what's on the back, but I think that that is superb. Alrighty, so that, I got all of that for 10 bucks, which is great. I think that that is going to sell well over 10 bucks, and it's giving me some wonderful things that I can scan in and use digitally in the digital company. Okay, this was something else that I picked up, and I'm still doing a little bit of research on this. I love it. I got this for half off, and it was $9.99, so I got it for $5. And it is an absolutely stunning, I'll give you guys a close-up view. It's an absolutely stunning oil painting. Now, there is a crease down the middle, so I'm gonna lay this flat and set a few books on it and see if we can get this to lay out. But it's beautiful hand-painted oil. There's a little bitty shack on the side. When I got it, I just loved the painting. I thought it was beautiful. When I got it home, there is a signature in the bottom left-hand corner, and it says Hills. Now, I'm trying to do a bit more research on this. There is a painter online that sells anywhere between $30 to $300. I think people are all over the board with this artist. He does absolutely beautiful stuff, but he signs all of his stuff S. Hills. This just says Hills as far as I can see. I can't find an S on it anywhere, but the Hills looks identical to the Hills that sells online. So I've got to do a little bit more research on this one, but I really, really love it. And we did figure out what was happening. They were checking our, what do you call it? Fire hydrants and our fire boxes and things like that. So just safety stuff. That has the potential to go anywhere between $30 and a couple of $100, but it is unframed. It is just canvas, so that's probably going to depreciate the value just a hair. Most of his stuff seems to be from the 70s, and the hills that I found online look exactly like that. Like, it's the same style, it's the same color palettes, it's the same, you know, topics. So I think I'm leaning on the side of this is S. Hills, but without that S there, I can't tell. So I'm doing a little bit more research on that one. If you guys recognize that painting or recognize that signature or are, you know, well known in the S. Hills category, let me know. The last thing that I got at that particular Goodwill is this, and I was very excited about this. So I paid $12.99. They had it in the small section, but it's not small. It fits me like a medium. So I'm pretty sure this is actually a medium, but it is a beautiful, and I'll be taking pictures and posting it online, but this is a beautiful trench from the 1960s from a company called Carol Brent. Now, I knew the second that I saw this tag that it was legit, you know, 1960s, and I found a whole bunch of her stuff online. It says dry clean only, Carol Brent never needs ironing. She's got pockets on each side, and this was the cool part, and I've never seen this before, but the inside lining can be removed via zipper. The zipper is still in absolutely beautiful shape. It's on the other side, but it's an absolutely beautiful shape. So you can actually remove the entire zipper and make it just a beautiful orange lined trench. The zipper is a faux wool, Bye, fire people. The zipper is, or the inside lining is a faux wool. So if you don't like that faux wool, you can just take it on out and have a beautiful silk lined, it's like a, that's probably not silk, it's probably like rayon or something, but it's a beautiful soft inside lining. So I love that. That's gonna retail for right around the $100 mark, which I'm really excited about it, especially with that color. And it buttons all the way up. It's got buttons all the way up the top. It's a very, very small collar, so there's no big collar attached to it. So yeah, I got that for $12.99, and I'll probably make about a $90 profit, probably $85 profit on that one. Last location. So this was a Goodwill that I hit closer to my own home, and yeah, picked up some really pretty little goodies. So this was $5.99, and I absolutely love this, primarily because if you look at the bottom, it says PR on the bottom. So you can see that that says PR on the bottom, and that stands for Pacific Rim. There was a company in the 1950s and 60s here in Seattle, and the 70s, I believe, called Pacific Rim, and they did pottery and ceramics, but they specifically specialized in Christmas and Halloween decor, and I love finding their stuff. I just sold one of their ghosties 2 or 3 days ago. It was a big ghost lamp. I sold that for $36, and I got it for $3.99. So they're really beautiful, beautiful pieces. This one does look like it had a base to it at one point, but then again, it also looks like it didn't because it still has the PR sticker on the bottom. But you can see it is a lamp. It's got a little lamp nook for the cord, and then the bulb sits inside and lights everything up. So I have seen a few of those online. Those go for about 25 to 30 bucks, which I'm very excited about. So I will be listing that probably today. I need to photograph it. This was a pay to learn. I only paid $2 for this. I don't know what it is. Well, okay, I know what it is. I know it's a Chinese tiger dragon. I know that, but I can't seem to find this particular cartoony one anywhere, but he's so much fun. He's just like a long tiger dragon. I think he's really, really cool. So anyways, I don't know if he's that old. He might be newer. He's got a velvet base that looks like it's been sitting around for a little while, but that's just dust. I mean, I create so much dust, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so there's no, oh, there is crazing on him. Okay, so there is crazing on him, which is interesting, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's vintage. I think he might be from the 90s. I think he might be from the 80s or the 90s, which would put him in the vintage category. And the crazing is honestly one of the only things that make me think that that's a possibility. So if you guys don't know what crazing is, crazing, let's see if I can get it to focus. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, but he has these tiny little spider web of cracks that go all over his body. That's created for one of two reasons. That's created because when they fired him, the glaze was a little too tight, and so when it expanded slightly, it cracked. Now that can be done, that could have been done yesterday when it was made, or it could have been done 30 years from now, or 30 years ago. So typically crazing is caused with age. Over time, the glaze gets not softer, it actually gets harder, and it causes those cracks in the glaze to happen. And that's why we end up with slightly spiderwebby looking glaze. It does not mean that the product is cracked. So this is not cracked. This is in excellent condition. It's just the glazing on top that has that spider webbing cracking thing going on. So I got that for $1.99. If I can find another one like this and I can determine that this is as old as it's looking like it is, this is really cool. He'll probably still only sell for $15 or $20, but I love, love, love learning about things like that. There's a lot of crazing on him, actually. There's crazing all over him. So I'm excited about that. I'll be doing more research on that. So I haven't decided if I'm going to sell this or keep this. I love this. It's a peppermint kind of colored Afghan. It is a lap blanket. It is not a twin. It is not a king. It is not a queen. It is a lap blanket. It is room for one underneath. So I love it. There's not any pulls or runs in it. It's beautifully made. It reminds me of peppermint at Christmas. So this is probably gonna go on our couch at Christmas. I love it. I think it's great. And then this one over here is, now this is another one that I'm learning on. So this one over here, I think this was like $6.99. Meh, but for me, I think that's okay. If I were gonna retail it, it would probably resell around $30, so I would still make about a $25 profit on that. If you're familiar with Taylor Swift, you'll know that she had an album called 1989. And this is a ginormous, actually I will show it to you because why not? That's what this video is about. Holy crap, I gotta back up. I'll see if you guys can see it. I paid, this one was half off, so I actually paid $3 for this one. And this is obviously not vintage, but it is a big ginormous throw with Taylor Swift's face on it, and then at the bottom, it's basically her album cover. At the bottom it says $19.89. So these retail new online for around $50. I can probably retail that one for around $20. I did notice that there was a run in the front of it, so unfortunately I think that's going to affect the value, but I'll make sure to put that in the listing so that people, and I'll take pictures of it so that people know this has a little run on it. But I will make sure that that doesn't affect the quality of it and that it's not going to slowly unravel for them. Finally, the last two things that I got. This one I got, and this was $2.99. It is pretty beat up on one corner, but the lid actually still fits really snug and goes on really snug. So that wonky corner does not affect the quality, you know, the usability of the tin. But I love this. So my mom still has hers, and she remembers the day that she went into the store and actually bought the crackers in the tin. And then we just had the tin. That was well before I was born. So now I have my own tin, and I think I will be selling this one. They retail for about 15 to 20, but in between now and then, I'm just gonna love it, and we're gonna keep it in our kitchen. I'm gonna use it for things in our kitchen. This is another Nabisco cracker tin. So it's Christie's 60th anniversary premium plus salted crackers, but over here, somewhere on here, it might be on the base. This is from 1990s, but it does say Nabisco brands. So this is actually another Nabisco tin, but I thought it was just really, really beautiful. So it's got premium plus salted crackers written on one side, 60th anniversary, and then it's got a little girl eating soup and crackers, and then a little boy playing with his dog and eating crackers and jelly. I absolutely love those. I got that one for $1.99. The only crappy thing, and I can see why this one was $1.99. So I'll be taking pictures of the inside, but the inside is pretty darn rusted out. I'm thinking about trying a little bit of Barkeeper's Friend on it. I haven't tried that before. So I'm going to try to do that, and then I'll let you guys know how it looks. I am curious to see how that works though. I don't know how well it does on rust so much as tarnish. So we'll see. I'll do some Googling before I do that. Don't worry, and we'll just dive in. So guys, that is my 3-store haul. We had a little bit of excitement in the middle of all of that. I mean, it wasn't that exciting. They came and just checked our fire extinguishers. So anyways, all right guys, so that is it. I'm gonna go start photographing and listing, and I want to try to get as much of this stuff listed today as I possibly can. So keep an eye on the Etsy shop. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you are loving this, and click the links below if you want anything that I showed you today or yesterday or the day before or the day before. Click the links below. If you do not find something in the shop that you want, shoot me a quick message or write in the comments below. I'll be glad to let you know if it has been sold or not at this point. Okay, I'm peacing out. I got a lot to do. Bye guys.